Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are watching this. Hi there, I'm Suzanne, and you have arrived at Making It in Maine. I do quilting, which is mostly what you see here on this channel. Quilting, rug hooking, miniature needle punch, some knitting, a little bit of crochet. Did I say rug hooking? Wool applique, other applique, needle turn applique. So I do a little bit of everything, gardening, cooking, but I mostly focus on sewing, quilting here. Though I do show you some other things from time to time. In my last video, I showed you things that were nearing completion. So today I'd like to show you what has actually been completed for the most part, if I don't make any changes. One thing that I showed you in the last video was this sweet little coaster. I was working on the binding. That is now done. So this sweet little coaster is all done. This is one of my very favorite fabrics, and that is a fabric I put on one of the band boxes I recently covered, which was in my last video. I just put a round piece of fabric on the bottom of the band box that I put this on. I thought I was going to do swap out covers, but I have not found another round box the same size that would allow me to do that. So as it stands now, it's going to be a band box covered completely in that fabric. Hope you can see that well enough. All right, another thing that I finished was this little log cabin coaster. Was left over from Joe's Cabins in the Corners quilt. So I'm seeing little threads. That is done. I was working on the binding for that. That is done. The little bookmark that I showed you last time, I pinned the binding to it. That is now done. I did say that I'm not a fan of this bookmark. I like the colors in it, but it's way too dark. I should have incorporated more lights in it, and why I didn't, I do not know, because it was so long ago. There must have been some weird method to my madness, but that little bookmark is all done. The next thing I'm going to show you is something that has been on my want to make list for a long time. I had a square cut out to do it. I had the Tinsel Bright, I think that's what you call the stuff you use for pot holders and things, insulated things or things that could get hot. So I had that ready. And I had leftover binding. I'm trying to think what I bound with this. It's escaping me now. It's escaping me now. Anyway, here's what I made. A coaster with some French General fabric. This is very old. I have several panels, not several panels, a panel with, I don't know, I think maybe 3 of each image, but I decided to make a pot holder with it. I am almost done with the binding. I just have to go from here to here. Probably should have done it before coming on camera, but I was going to do a grid pattern on it, but after I made a cross this way and down, I thought, I'm just going to radiate out. Do I love it? No, I think I wish I had done a diamond grid, but whatever. It's just a pot holder. And I didn't think of it until after the fact to put a hanging thingy on it. So I don't hang pot holders. How about you? Let me know in the comments. Some people hang their pot holders on little hooks and things. I don't. Mine go in a drawer. So I may be giving this one away. And if I do, I'll tell you about it, because I'm sure you'd want to know. All right, so that is another just about finished. It will be finished very soon. The other thing that I finished is this little teeny tiny doll quilt. Put the binding on it. I was back and forth about what to do for binding. And that's the backing fabric. It's a Joe Morton check. I don't know, what do you call that? A plaid? Blurry, anywho. And hanging sleeves. So that is all done. Yay. If I had it to do over again, I would have cut this fabric so that the lines were even. I'm not crazy about how that looks, but I am not taking it out, and you can mark my words on that. So this little guy is done. This is the other thing that is done, but maybe it's not done. So I redid the window in black, and it's all done. It's bound. Got the hanging sleeve on it. This is what I said I wasn't crazy about, having different colors on the back where I felt I needed to quilt around the house to make it a little more secure. So the thing that I'm up in the air about is I added this vertical business above the door because I just thought it looked strange. But now I think it looks a little bit strange with that there. And I'm not crazy about the color of the door either. So I have it hanging on the door that goes down to our basement. So I'm just going to live with it a while and see if it bothers me enough that I rip that out. And if I did, I would probably change the color of the door. So that is a very old project, very old, and it is basically done. And here's another old project that I have been trying to move forward, and I have to say I have been a little bit obsessed with hand quilting this, staying up kind of later than I really would like to, but it's just so enjoyable. I do enjoy hand stitching. So this is a step down quilt. I took a bought a Craftsy class several years ago. And what is her name? She is Australian. Sarah Filkey. It was a Sarah Filkey class, a step down quilt. And I just adore this fabric. I have shown you this fabric before because I have either a fat 8 or fat quarter bundle of this fabric. And I have a pattern with birds, a few birds on it. And I'm looking forward to making that because I just adore this fabric. The blue that I chose was not part of this fabric line, and I can't remember the fabric line, but I just love those sweet birds, as well as the other fabrics, and I love the colors. So I am doing basically a big stitch, and I'm using a heavy DMC floss to do the quilting. So let me see. Yes, I'm going to do an X. Oh, I see a thread. Did you see that? Yes, let's get rid of that. So I'm going to do an X in the large squares. I'm not going to do anything in the blue squares. And on the half large squares, I'm just doing a line down. So that is that. I'll show you the back. It's just plain muslin. Don't you just love the look of hand quilting? I know I do. I know I do. All right, so that is coming along. That is not too far away. I will be stitching more on that tonight because I just love it. And the last thing that I have finished is block number 4 of my Alaska quilt using Dahlia fabric. So all four, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of those are done. That's a beautiful block. If you haven't seen the others, you can look back in a previous video and you will, or previous videos, and you will see those. Today, Alaska 5 pieces arrived in the mail. I'm doing the block of the month with pre-cut pieces. Never done it before, but this is my first, and probably it'll be my last because I really need to start working through my stash. But I just thought it was such a beautiful quilt, and I thought, I've never done one of these before, so let me sign up, let me do it. So I just got those today, and I will piece that together very shortly. I'm going to show you, oh, I did move something else forward today, and I'll show you that right here. Today I pieced backing for this table runner that you have seen before. So I used those 2 fabrics to piece the backing for it, and I was getting ready to baste it, but then I looked down at this star and see what a terrible ripple it has. So I am going to have to pull those stitches out so that lays flat and smooth, because if I don't, if I echo quilt in there, it's going to have a ripple somewhere. So gosh darn it, I was all ready to baste, but at least I'm glad I noticed it before I started basting and quilting. So I must take care of that little issue. Not a biggie. That is it for my finishes and my moving the ball forward, moving the thread forward. Yeah, happy to be getting things done. It really feels good. How about you? Are you moving things along? I hope I'm inspiring you to get some of your works in progress progressing along. there you have it. There you have it, friends, dear ones. Until the next time, from my heart to yours, bye for now.